Welcome back to another episode of Let's Go Hunt, the only hunting podcast rumored to be sponsored by ICE. Tonight we have Mike Gonzalez, Slayer of Cobra Chickens, Sam Alexander, Beer Commander, Vince H, who has been up to nothing and likes to lie on the internet, and I'm Dave Packard, the opposite of Ray Charles.
Why?
Because
Who's Ray Charles?
Because he can see.
I can see really well now, and I'm not black.
You're not?
Anywhere.
It's a Stevie Wonder, that joke.
Anywhere.
You lied to me?
For anyone wondering, he's holding binoculars.
Yes, I am.
And for
they're
anyone
not
who's
made out of
listening,
Gideon optics.
for anyone who's listening, he is indeed our token.
Nope.
He's our token redneck.
Tolkien Dave.
Hey, speaking of Tolkien, do you want to hear a funny story?
Is it about Lord of the Rings?
Do you have
It
a
is
choice?
about Lord of the Rings.
Then no.
I don't have a
I'm
choice.
kidding. Tell us.
No, it's fine.
No, tell me now.
Oh, now we're
Okay.
gonna coax it out of him.
All right, so we've been watching a lot of Lord of the Rings lately because I got the extended editions and the kids love them. And so we've been watching the Two Towers, and there's a lot of stuff in there, with Gollum, right? Smeagol. And there's a whole lot of that in there. And there's this one scene, because at one point Smeagol chases the alter ego of Gollum out of his psyche. But then once they get captured and he feels like he's been betrayed, Gollum comes sneaking back and he's going, Smeagol, Smeagol.
You're really good at that, and it's
Why
creepy.
does it cry, Smeagol? Anyway, fast forward. We're sitting around the dinner table, and everyone's quiet. We're eating, having a good time, and my 5-year-old suddenly says a word. And I look at my wife. She looks at me. This sounds like some kind of slur. And we go, what did you say? And he says it again. And it sounds the same. And we're like, I don't know what to do with this now because we need to figure out where this kid heard this word. But before we can go any further, my 10-year-old's like, he said Smeagol. What are you talking about? And then he launches into something. And before I do this, I need to tell you exactly what happened to this word coming out of this boy's mouth. Because he has a little bit of, he's still developing the sounds. The SM sound apparently was too hard and turned into an N sound. And that OL at the end went very oriental on us and turned into an R. A hard R, if you might say.
Perhaps.
So after my oldest clarifies what he said, 5-year-old starts going, Smeagol, Smeagol, why does it cry, Smeagol? And we're like, oh no.
What have you done?
It went from, I need to track down who taught this boy this word to like, son, please, it's sm. Say it after me. And he's like, he just smiles and doesn't say anything. I'm like, oh no.
He's gonna go.
I feel like this is going to come back up sometime. Anyway, that was
It's smuh.
like, I think we need to work on your pronunciation, son. Anyway,
Don't worry about it.
moving on
Don't-
from that, before
don't-
I have to explain to these children why my wife and I were like almost livid, because we went straight from tracking down who, what, where, or when he heard this, even because there's not like any reason why he should, to, oh no, this was I had no control over this. And
That's
they
okay.
came up with something.
My 3-year-old wanders around perpetually calling every piece of construction equipment a digger. And I'm afraid somebody's going to mishear that someday.
Yeah. Dr. Scary Guy said it sparkly wiggles. That like yeah. That's some deep lore right there. Do y'all know what that is?
No.
A long
Oh.
time ago, maybe.
Oh, go
No.
some other time. Go look up sparkly wiggles. It's pretty awful.
All right. Sparkly wiggles it is.
Oh, this is like original YouTube stuff. Got
Yep.
it.
Like
back when the
55.
internet was still innocent.
The internet's never been innocent.
There was a time where it was.
Unfortunately,
Briefly.
the first time I heard of sparkly wiggles, like the one idiot in the locker room when I was in football in high school was showing that video to the one black kid and just being an absolute turd about it.
Sparkly. Oh no. Oh no. I can see where this has gone. I've never seen this video, but now I understand. Oh my.
Uh,
Oh, shut up, Dooley.
unfortunately, this is an inside joke that only people watching live will
Shut
see.
up, Dooley.
I will not repeat it on air.
Dave already has.
Yeah, I
Dickhead.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that before we say anything we regret, now a word from our sponsor, Ice.
Well, we were just talking about Ray Charles, and then Tolkien came up, so we had to go there.
Next week's sponsor is the U.S. Border Patrol. Well, I got an ad for on YouTube today, by the way.
This show is borderline going to get us kicked off Rumble.
Nah, nothing will get us kicked
Nah.
off Rumble except for Rumble's own inadequacy. Like, go look, the show worked tonight. It's a miracle. I guess it worked last week too. It was the week before. Whatever. Vince,
Vince,
how's your
Right.
rack? Can I see it?
Hold
show
on,
me your rack.
I was gonna just
No, just all the way. There you
Oh,
go.
God.
That's
Okay.
Now we're gone on Rumble.
So for the audio
I
listeners,
just had a
just be
vision of
glad.
myself at like 17. Ugh. Before
I've
things,
got that weird hairless bird thing.
yeah,
but
before like the gap had been bridged with the chest hair.
is
when
it
was
just me or did
separated.
your nipples look hairier than like the rest of you?
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
That's
I do
you
have
seen
them
his face?
growing out in weird places, though.
I dated a girl like that once.
Whoa.
It didn't last long. Neither did I.
That wasn't a girl, Mike. I hate to break it to you now, but
No, I'll save us
awkward
from
silence.
this.
yeah, please do. This is a monster of my creation, and I regret it.
Yep. You
Absolutely.
should regret this, Sam.
I'm Victor Don
should
Franken
remember
Nipple.
Colt, go to bed.
Ugh.
Anyway,
That's Colt. At no point did our show ever say rated for children. And Dave, Dave left.
Dave's gonna go hit his kid.
He's not gonna hit his kid. He's just gonna go.
Colt's gonna put in the chat. Oh, Dave, stop hitting me.
Oh, I hope he does. I hope he does.
Are you kidding?
He can hear us, but he's just now hearing Dave.
If my daughter had access to YouTube, she'd be typing so much dumb stuff in there.
Oh yeah, don't let your kids on YouTube. That's how you find out about Smeagol.
Yeah, don't let your kids watch our show either. That's a bad idea, Dave.
I really want to say that your Schmeagol voice is very, very spot on.
Thank you. I practice.
You should hear his Kermit.
We've been
Back
there.
the way he came.
We have. Anyway, Vince, I'm gonna see if I make this beer shot.
You ain't.
I did. Take that.
Ha.
So
That sounded like it hit concrete. Liar.
one of these days you're gonna get the joke. Vince, go ahead. Oh, this little soldier just bled out. Son of a.
He's
So
looking down
anyway-
in his lap. So Vince, move on.
So anyway, guys,
Fucking
I
smart deer.
killed a completely normal sized deer for me
What's wrong with you?
this last Sunday.
Did you check your?
First thing I did when I saw that picture is go, oh, that one's a bit old.
That's a bit old for him. Usually he likes the younger ones. I'm surprised there was not more of that, honestly, after last year.
I tried to keep that kind of comment off of Instagram just so that nobody got the wrong idea.
Thank you. I appreciate
Out of
that.
context, like they saw the post and went, "Oh, that's a sweet looking deer. I should follow these guys." And then they go in the comments and find me in my alt account and going, "Yeah, I didn't know you liked them that old." And they go, "Oh,
Ooh,
fuck."
yeah. Yeah, so
You've gained 20 new followers. Weird.
So I went out on Sunday for the first time. Archery opened last Wednesday, and I'd been busy ever since. And Sunday, I will admit that I did not feel like going out and hunting. I'd been considering it, and my 10-year-old was like, "Dad, you gonna go out? You gonna go hunting? Dad, you gonna go hunting? Can I go with you? Can I?" And it had been bothering me most of the day. And at like 4:30, I'm like, "Fine, we're gonna go out and sit there for a while." So we just kind of went out into the 2 acres of woods behind the back. There's a travel corridor back there that I put corn out on. And I'd been seeing a group of pretty good bucks hanging around the area, just right around my house. And I was like, maybe they're still coming back there. So he convinces me to go out there. We go out there at about 6:15 or so. And I've got my crossbow, and I sit in my stand, and I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I want to go to bed. I'm like dozing off. I'm like head nodding and everything, like still trying to pay attention, like just still kind of dozing off. I already told the boy, like, we're not having conversations tonight. Then about 6:45, I'm like still kind of nodding, and I hear off to my left those nice, faint, rhythmic footsteps. And I'm like, I'm going to be up for a while now. I am not going to get to go to bed. Which turned out to be true, and I'm actually really happy that it happened this way. So I look over, and sure enough, one of the deer that I'm pretty sure we've seen comes walking through. And I get a pretty good look at him through a lane, and I'm like, that's a pretty good deer. But I'm going to look and see what's coming in behind him. And he's still moving forward. He's getting closer to my shooting lane, and I look at what's coming in behind him. Like, that's a pretty good deer, but wait a minute. This is a really good deer. This is not a pretty good deer. This is a really good deer. So by this time, I've already told my son, like, do not look them in the eye. Tilt your head down. If you have to look at them just under the brim of your hat, because we're only at 35 yards, and a deer at that distance can see the whites of your eyes and can see it. Like, you can make eye contact at that distance. And that's one of the things that will, kind of spook them if they actually do look up and see you. So deer number one gets to my shooting lane, and I'm like, I've already had the safety off on the crossbow. I'm already aiming. I'm just waiting for him to get over there. And I loose an arrow. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that landed. I hear him run off, but he curves around and goes back the way he came, which is to the north. And now to the north, I don't have any neighbors. But if he goes too far east, there's a neighbor that I don't really like. If he went straight south, like, I know that neighbor, he's cool. So I hear him go down, but I kind of hear a sproing sound.
Oh,
So I'm like, that was a fence.
yeah.
I'm like, oh no. He hit the east fence. I hope, because I'm like, I don't want him to be on the wrong side of it. So I tell my son I wait about 3 minutes, because I know people say wait longer, but I needed to go see because it was about to be dark, and we're maybe in for a rodeo. But I get down there, I go find my bolt. It went straight through him. It's covered in blood, and it's embedded in a stick on the other side of, where he was. And I get down there, broadhead, look up, There's the deer sitting on my side of the fence. I'm like, heck yes. He only went about 20 yards. He probably had enough energy to try to jump the fence, but failed to. And then laid down and died right there. So that was like, pretty easy recovery, except I realized, like, I'm glad I did not have to drag this deer by myself, because I told my 10-year-old, like, come on down here. And, we took a couple of pictures, and then I went up and I didn't even have my hunting knife. I went up back to the house and got my hunting knife, and then went back out there and gutted him. And then the boy, I told him, go clean out a cooler. And he went and cleaned out a cooler while I was doing that. And then we dragged him back up to the house together. We had to stop a couple of times. It's only 100 yards, but we had to stop a couple of times because this dude was heavy. I didn't even mention, like, so we get down there and it's like the rack, and, he looked big, but once you got closer, he got bigger. Like, there was no ground shrinkage on this one. He's a good 3.5, maybe 4.5-year-old whitetail. I don't have the exact numbers on. Once I have the meat and I can weigh it, I'll be able to say kind of how big he was, probably live weight, because I don't have a game scale. But he was heavy enough that, me and my son dragging him took a minute. Not a whole lot left about that. Like, we got him up to the house, got him taken apart, tossing scraps to the dogs, letting them have fun with that. Got him quartered out, put in a cooler, got a bunch of ice thrown on it. And then today, I'd added some ice, but today I was like, okay, I need to start working on this meat. And I sent y'all a picture of that chunk of neck that was sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And I opened up that cooler. It was like, oh no. The smell hit me.
Oh no.
Yeah. And it had only been 2 days. And it was about 85 degrees when I shot that deer. And I got him gutted out pretty quick. I got him hanging up pretty quick. I got him quartered out pretty quick. But the problem I realized I had was I used a cooler that was too small. So I needed to use a bigger cooler that could get the meat spread out so you could get as much ice on it as possible in as short a time as possible. So I spent this evening rinsing that meat and icing it and salting it so I actually got one shoulder cut up, I got half of a neck cut up, and I got the back strap cleaned up. And yeah. So I got the rest of it sitting in the cooler on much more ice, way more salt, got it all rinsed out. I don't think I'm going to lose any of the meat, but it was this close. Like, I threw up. I went outside to dump out the old water with the blood in it, and I threw up. Like,
Oh damn.
which is crazy because I'm telling you, the meat will be fine. The meat will be fine.
Mhm.
It's just
The meat
that
will be fine.
the blood goes first, and that's the thing you have to get out of there. As long as there's not active mold or active rot on the meat, you can clean up the rest. Ask
that'll
me
work
how
out.
I know.
15 more minutes and you'd have been done for.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I swear, like, if I waited till tomorrow to try and do this, it would have been like,
What deer?
and it was only 2 days, 2 full days. But so I made 2 mistakes there. One was using a cooler that was too small. One was not getting enough ice on it or enough salt. And, we talked about this, like, we talked about wet aging meat, but I don't have much of a choice here, especially during this time of the year.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot hang a deer unless I have, like, a dedicated walk-in refrigerator to hang up meat in.
Speaking of those, have you seen those that people are building now?
My
I've
dad built
s-
one when he built the house that I grew up in. He built one into the garage. It was really, really neat.
I think my father-in-law is actually planning on putting one in, but he's kind
Yeah.
of arguing with his son about, the spot, and so they haven't done it yet because they run cattle and they'll butcher cattle themselves. It's just having a spot to hang something, and they'll you can hang them in at 32 degrees. You can hang them for like 14 days or more, and you just have to be able to do that. Up north, if y'all up north, you got it easy. You shoot a deer, it hits the ground, and suddenly it's on a refrigerator, and you don't have to worry about it. But down here, it's 85 degrees, and you're fighting ticks and mosquitoes, and every other creature in the world that's trying to get just a piece of that.
No, let me jump in on that real quick. There is a theory that I've heard that people hate antelope meat, and that's exactly why they hate antelope meat, because they go out to Wyoming in September and early October when it's still 80, 85 degrees out there. They shoot an antelope in like 7 in the morning and then throw it in the back of their truck and drive around in the back with that animal in the back of their truck at 85 degrees all day long. And then they get to butchering it like a few days later, quartering it out. Like, that ain't good for the meat, dude.
No,
I mean,
I mean,
that
and
and the propensity to have to drag it through a mile of sage doesn't help.
no, that's just seasoning.
yeah.
Not a mile of that crap. It is not seasoning.
Do not drag it through prickly pear. Do not. DONOT.
I just pick mine up and carry them.
Yeah.
I've literally synced it. He right over his shoulder like fireman carry. It's impressive.
When my son killed his last year, there was enough prickly pear that like I was doing this snake through the pastures, like son, watch out for cactus and let me know if you see one. He's like, why? Like, just trust me on this one and do as I tell you, and I'll tell you about it later. Because if you drag that sucker through prickly pear, it's going to get in the skin, and then when you skin it, it's going to get in your hand, and you are going to have a bad time.
The prickly pear is delicious.
Oh yeah, yeah. Shut up.
These are little fruits are little pear.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fine.
real quick,
Sam
back to
knows
those
little fruits.
to those little cooler things.
Yeah,
I
no,
saw one guy built one on just this little bitty tiny trailer. That way he could wheel it around whenever he needed it. It's just an insulated little building with a wall unit air conditioner that they trip. Just stupid simple. I'm like,
that's right. Yeah, that's what I was
I
seeing.
can do that.
Looking at pictures, just a little insulated room with a wall unit AC blasting. It's like, oh, that's easy.
stupid easy.
Yeah, your wall unit's got to be. So we have one sitting in our pantry right now because it's pointing directly at the freeze dryer because the freeze dryer gets hot, and if the freeze dryer gets hot, it doesn't freeze dry as well. But that AC unit's kind of old and is not doing a very good job at this exact moment right now. In fact, it's like 90 degrees in there. You can feel cold air coming out the front of it, but it's like anyway.
Holy shit.
Gross.
Okay, so the cool bot that you need to trip that is more expensive than I thought it was. It is $375.
God damn.
I'm like, oh,
Oh no.
well.
Oh no.
That was a good looking buck.
Fuck yeah, it
Oh,
was.
yeah, dude.
It is. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on our Instagram, or if you're on Discord, go look around on our little tiny corner of the We Like Shooting Discord.
I just need to make our own. It's time.
Yeah.
It is time.
But that's
Here.
the biggest deer I have killed in 8 years, I think. Since I killed like the biggest deer I've ever killed, which I probably will not ever surpass, but that's a story for another time. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
such
yeah.
a pretty boy.
I'm also wearing the hat. Got to wear
Fucking A.
the roadie hat.
With some Camerado.
A little bit. I do like that sun shirt. It's actually
Yeah.
really nice when it's hot out and you still need camo. because if not, I'd be stuck wearing one of my actual camo jackets and just be miserable. It was still hot and obnoxious, but at least it wasn't miserable.
The great thing about the sun shirts is they keep you from getting sunburned. The hoods are hoodie enough. Like, if I would actually wear the hood, my face would not get sunburned. But
No, your
they're
face was
thin enough.
sunburned.
If you
Well,
turn them
if I
inside out,
can-
they're snow camo.
That's like the old Finnish uniforms. The Finnish, I forget what year it is. It's the post World War II era uniforms were reversible.
This one's
Just-
reversible by accident, though.
That's probably how somebody found it out. That's like the I believe it was early in the Civil War. I forget my years or exactly what battle, but there was a group of troops from Louisiana marching their way on up north, and they were wearing blue, and they kept getting shot at. So they shot back, and some of them probably figured it out, and so they had to turn their jackets inside out. Because they're
So-
wearing blue, and it's like, hey, that's the bad guys. Shoot them.
There was a battle where I forget which one it was. It was early on in the war, but
I probably think
unit,
it's roughly the same thing.
possibly it was a unit of Confederates that were still wearing Union blues
Okay,
that
slightly
flanked.
because this was specifically troops from like the New Orleans area.
Right. But these guys, like, they flanked the Union line, and the Union did not fire on them because they were wearing Union blues. Oops.
So did you measure his rack?
I have not. I
Double D.
forgot, like, all of the measurements that you're supposed to take. Inside spread, I think, is somewhere probably around 15 or 16 inches, maybe. But he's I think he's got 9 on the left and no, not 9 on the left. That's this deer over here. He's got 5 on the left and I think 4 on the right. He's got a little fork at the very end of his right main beam that somebody who is better at scoring deer might be able to tell me if that is going to count as 10.
A point.
Like, I checked it in as 9, but it's possible that's 10. So
Is it an inch? Anything bigger than an inch?
it's
or not?
something like that. It's like it's got to be like an inch, but they also use like this little tool where like they it's a ring, and if the ring sits on it and you can twist it and it doesn't, like, you can't rotate the ring off of it, then it is a point.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
think.
That makes sense.
So that it's actually a point and not just like a large rise on the on part of the main beam.
Like a point and not a nubbin?
Right. Something like that. Or even something that looks like a long, wide blade that,
Mhm.
widens out in the middle. Like, that's not a point. That's like a very
Mhm.
flat volcano. I don't know.
So, question.
I like
I
how
don't-
your point system's just fucking backwards. And up here we're just like, how many pointy bits are there?
Yeah, he's a
the point-
4-point buck.
count the pointy bits. All right,
And you only count one side too. Like, yeah,
Well, I'm
he's a
talking
4x4.
about like the Boone and Crockett and the
Oh, I
Pope and Young. Like, that's
Yeah.
like, there's an official point. Like, there's
Mhm.
an official measurement for what actually constitutes a point. Everything else is just I don't know.
Holy crap! Talk
Do you
about
want
a
me to
frickin-
lift my shirt again? Do you want to?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Talk about a
Okay.
flashback. I think it was like freaking episode 2 or 3 or 4 where Dave's over here explaining Boone and Crockett. I'm just like, what? So you're counting points, but not the pointy points.
Yeah.
This is dumb.
Us rednecks, we tend to count the pointy points, and
Well,
that's a
what
point.
about the Boone and Crockett measurements on a beaver? Huh?
Yeah, that wasn't too long after I killed my bull,
Oh,
which
what-
grossed my 5x5 bull grossed 207, by the way. So it's
Damn.
fucking monster.
Is that him behind you?
No, this one's like that was probably a 240, 250 maybe.
Okay.
Not real big.
I mean, I was down there for that. That was a nice bull.
Yeah, for being a mile from my house, yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
wasn't bad. But no, happy for you, Vince.
Yeah,
Just
that's
like
awesome,
bastard.
man.
I'm quite pleased. I need to prep for. I still need to go buy my son's youth hunting license and maybe not shoot the second biggest deer that I saw on Sunday myself and let him shoot it. I think I might just. I think I'm gonna have him shoot the 308 just so he drops it right
Mhm.
there, and I don't have to wonder where it's going. Like,
That's fair.
like break the shoulders, just break the shoulders. Last time he shot it exactly where I told him to, and it died really fast. So if he used the 308, I bet he'd be fine.
Hmm.
That's what my dad, when we were growing up, he was always like, aim for the shoulders. And I always wondered, like later on in life, I realized that that's exactly what he was after, was for us to just drop it right there, so we didn't have to, as kids, go start tracking an animal.
And that is why to this day Mike shoots his rabbits, the 30-06.
Listen, we all know that Goff shoots my rabbits for me.
Garth, it's coming right for me. Would you dispatch it, please?
yeah, I think that's a good idea. Like
Well,
308.
and there's another thing. Americans have this idea, like the behind the shoulder shot, the meat
Mhm.
saber shot. Because if you shoot it in the shoulder, you're going to lose some meat. You will. But the line of the leg, if you go straight up from straight up the line of the leg, about halfway up the body of the deer, there's actually no bone there besides ribs.
Yep.
Because the main bone of the leg juts forward and then the shoulder blade juts back. So it's not a straight shot down. So you're not, even if you're using a small caliber like a 223, what some people say is small for deer, it's fine. If you aim right there, like halfway up the body in line with the leg, you're just gonna center punch the heart.
Yep.
And then if you're at an angle, you're gonna hit the shoulder going in or you're gonna hit the shoulder going out, like one or the other. So I mean, I don't much care for the behind the shoulder shot with firearms. I did hit this one a little bit further back than I wanted, but he was moving left to right. And I don't know if he jumped the string. I did not visibly see him jump the string, but I did lose sight of him for just a second right after I pressed the trigger.
You might have flinched it just a little.
I might have flinched it because I did get a nice little adrenaline rush whenever everything started to
Well, see, I was going to blame it on him, but fine. That fucking beaver I shot with a crossbow sure did jump the string on me. Good grief.
So the shot went a little high, and so that's one of the reasons I was waiting, because I could hear him expiring.
Mm-hmm.
And it took longer than normal. Like I could hear it was a chest sucking wound, and I can hear it.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm gonna wait till I quit hearing it before I go down there.
Do you save any of that liver?
No, Dave, I'm sorry. I did save the heart. It's in the freezer already. Big ol' heart. Like big ol' heart.
I love me some Taker.
I'm looking forward to that, actually. Some ticker.
Some Taker.
It's not the words he said. It was the way he said them.
Ain't got no gas in it.
Smuggle wants some ticker.
What the hell?
Raw and wriggling.
Okay. I'll give that one to you, Mike. That was fair.
I was going somewhere with that.
Too
Oh, yeah.
Too bad.
I bought a. So I was concerned that so I'd sighted in the crossbow. I have like this old prism sight that I have on the crossbow right now because the Guardian's on the 308 and it's going to stay there for a little while. And I was concerned that what I sighted in with the field point did not match the broadheads. So I bought a broadhead target today, and I went out and shot it, and it's dead on. So I don't know. Though I was concerned because, like, even with the practice point, the broadhead sailed right through the target, and I thought it skipped off the top.
Dang.
And then I went up there and saw the hole in the target, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I need to put something behind that." Because I saw it skitter back behind it, and I was like, "Oops." But no,
Man,
everything.
that's so cool. Very,
Um,
very nice.
I was.
I love the picture of his head. Like you got his head up and his tongue's just like the.
You know what I didn't even notice? Like the super moons in the background of that picture.
Mm.
Like perfectly just right there in between a bunch of leaves on the trees behind it. Like, I didn't notice that until a little bit ago because I showed my wife. I'm like, "Oh, hey, look,
No shit, it is.
the super moon." It's like I planned that or something. Look at me.
That kind of makes it. I'm
Look
trying
at
to
me,
find
I'm
it.
a
But if I
photographer.
remember, like it made it a little bit spooky.
M photographer.
I'm gunsmith. I'm
Oh, yeah.
photograph.
And
M
photog.
photographer. Have phone.
So you gonna Euro mount him or what?
He's out there.
Assuming
in a-
his head's is entirely severed. I'm assuming that's what you're gonna do.
There's a. He's in a bucket of water right now, slowly melting into just a skull sitting there with
You were-
antlers attached.
You were brewing deer.
I'm
Currently.
yeah, and then I'm going
deer
to
beer.
take a drill and I'm going to attach him to this this helmet right here, and it's just going to sit. It's going to sit right here.
You need a counterweight.
Actually, I will need a counterweight for that.
Well, now you gotta kill another buck. Then we can have one in the front and one in
Oh
the
yeah,
back.
yeah, awesome. This is how we get cryptids.
Ceiling fan nightmare.
Oh God, Montana dirt roads. I always called the supermoon when a fat chick wears spandex bent over.
All right then.
Hofta.
Fair enough.
I think we were
There's
talking about something like that before the show. Anyway,
Just a bit.
Yeah, that's
Well, that is a great deer. That might
Yeah.
be the best deer killed since the. No, I'm not gonna say might. That is the best deer killed since the start of the show.
no, yeah, it is. It's the best deer I've killed in, like I said, 8 years. Because the biggest deer I killed was when my daughter was 4 months old, and she's 8 now.
Well, the last deer I killed, my daughter was 3. Was she 2?
Didn't you
She
hit
was
that with a
3.
car?
Yes.
Oh, I hit him with a van. Then I killed 2 more after that. Well, no, I think one of them lived. I'd had a bit of a permanent limp. The third one, though, definitely dead. I saw the hole in her side. It was a big hole. It turns
Lovely.
out if you hit a deer exactly right with a 2017 Chevy Traverse, the entire head, actually, no, it's the blinker lamp assembly, will pop out of the bumper like a big spear and just go.
Hey, it
That
works.
deer had a freaking fist-size hole right under her rib cage, and just gut matter and shit fell all over the place. And I was like, I called my wife. I said, my wife remembers this because she thought I was like giving up on life or something. Because I just called her and went, I can't do this shit anymore. Third deer in 3 weeks. And then she's like, oh, you hit a deer. It's like, yeah, no, I'm not like about to go jump off a bridge. I'm just tired of hitting deer.
Oh, you
I haven't hit one since.
The only deer I've ever hit, and I'm gonna, I was like 19 years old, 20. I was working for Pizza Hut up in Steamboat, and I had slid on some ice and rear-ended a truck that night. It didn't hurt my car too bad. It didn't hurt the truck at all. I just put a hole in my bumper, and because this trailer hitch mount went straight through my bumper into the foam. No big deal. Went to Eagle that night to pick up a couple buddies, and we were coming back from Eagle back to Steamboat, slid off the road into a ditch, got stuck there for 3 hours till a tow truck came, laid down sand, or like a CDOT sand truck came down, laid down sand, so the tow truck that was dragging itself into the ditch could actually pull us out. He pulls us out. We go back to Eagle for the night, and like 5 minutes after we get out, a deer runs across the road, and I'm like, please don't, please don't, please don't. And he was like, no, I'm going to do it anyway. And I struck him with the vehicle, and he spun around and ran off into the woods.
Yeah.
So I hit a truck, a ditch, and a deer all in one night. It was a great night.
How drunk were you?
Sober.
I thought you were going to say sort of.
All of the dumb things I've done in vehicles, I've done sober.
That's
What's your
concerning.
problem?
Like the
Have you
truck I threw off a cliff into a house, sober.
Have you considered trying the other way of doing things?
Well, that's why I do it now. I don't.
That's why you're accident free. All right then.
Yes, exactly.
I
Got
mean,
them all out of the way early on.
Accident
There's been
free since '93.
there have been a couple times.
So.
There have been a couple times in the last year coming home pretty late from work that I could have scored an absolute perfect hit on a deer if I didn't slow down. And I will admit, the little voice in the back of my head was like, "Hey, man, Jeff, if you're listening, don't listen right now." The little voice in the back of my head was like, "Speed up, get him, get him."
Remember when we went out 3 years ago with Sean out to Burlington, and we went deer hunting out there? On my way out there, I almost hit a pretty nice sized mule deer buck on 24. And if I hadn't braked, I would have had a deer, but I also would have had a broken Prado. So I was like, no.
Oh, no great loss.
That's why you put the bumper on the thing.
The hard ones.
You put the brush guard up there, and you
Yeah.
just hit as many deer as you want.
I really would like an ARB brush guard eventually, but those are pricey.
I hit one of the biggest deer I've ever seen. But and I only know this.
What was it, a
because-
snowplow?
No,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't. It was with a daggone second gen Cummins daggone
Bang on my own, hit that deer up there, and
Yeah,
they just
like
fall right under that.
5-speed. It had the man pedal. Yep. Cruising along, fucking jumps out of the ditch. He was bedded, jumps out of the ditch. I fucking smoked him like 65. I'm like, oh no. And he went straight under. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, I'm gonna have deer on my drive line and everything. And I look under, nothing, not even hair. I walk back to the deer. It's a fucking 6x6 muley. And he was big enough that when I hit him, it didn't break antlers off. It just cracked his skull down the middle.
Oh,
And so I could rattle his antlers attached. Drug him off the road out of the way. And I went and looked at my pickup. I'm like, fuck, there ain't nothing. Because I have grill guard on it. I'm like, okay.
my father-in-law likes the Dodges, and he puts a ranch hand bumper on every single one of them. He has folded so many deer underneath those trucks.
Yeah.
They just kind of go. Whoop.
You got to watch, though, because they'll wrap around shit.
My dad told me a story.
Well, if you keep driving, it'll just cook it.
Ooh, dinner.
My dad told me a story. The Audi I have, he bought brand new in '95, and it was a couple years after he bought it. He was out in the mountains somewhere on a 2-track going 80 miles an hour, and I'm like, Dad. He's like, but anyway, my dad has a lead foot. Moving on, he was going 80 miles an hour. That's why I bought a slow truck.
Okay, first time I met you, you brought the Audi down.
I did.
You were on my ass. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot he's from the city. We got to go fast here. So I'm getting 70 down these fucking dirt roads. And I know what's ahead of me because I drive these roads. And I'm like,
I knew it was ahead of me, too. You.
Yeah, my dust. You couldn't even see my mirrors.
I could, too.
You're just fucking. And I'm like,
Anyway.
oh, yeah.
I don't
Down
drive
my
like
fucking
that
neck.
much anymore,
Well, 'cause
especially
you
on
can't.
dirt roads. I mean, that's fair, but even Actually, honestly, it was when Sam was like, "You're going like 70 miles an hour on the dirt road, and you
Yeah,
catch a little bit of sand." I never actually realized that because I'm from the
dirt
city.
road
so-
you've never been on before with a really big fucking sandy curve. I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die.
So anyway, Dad tells me this story. He's going 80 mile an hour down the 2-track, do the 2-lane highway, and he came up a crest. The wheels came down from the crest, and that was right where the deer was. So the front wheels hit the deer, and he basically just like hopped it
Speed bump.
right over. Yeah, basically. So he goes and he pulls over to the next gas station, and he sees the car that actually smoked the deer with damage on the front end. He looks underneath. He's got like chunks of fur and meat hanging from the cats, but no damage. He said it smelled horrible. And I was like, yeah, you got burning flesh and fur on those cats. But yeah, if he'd been going any slower, he wouldn't have crested it. He would have just plowed right into it.
I'll do it.
I almost hit a jackrabbit when I was riding my motorcycle on a dirt road.
Oh no.
You two got to. Oh, I took some seat home with me that night. I kicked it with my foot. My foot were on the pegs, or my feet were on the pegs, and it hit my foot. And I'm like, oh, thank fuck, it wasn't the tire.
I got hit in the boot with a piece of truck tire on the highway on my way to work at Buckley one time.
Oh,
And I was like, man, I'm glad that didn't hit a little higher and actually hit my shin, because I was wearing, my motorcycle boots. They were slightly armored, so the tire just like whack hurt my foot a little. Might have
Right.
broke my shin if it hit higher.
I was wearing Ariats and a cutoff.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy.
So, Dave,
right.
how'd the Pheasants Forever banquet go?
Wait. Before we get there, I have a very important question for the three of you. Do I go get another beer, or
Yes.
do I go out to my truck and get the brand new bottle of vodka?
Vodka.
How about you run the Warhead song and then go decide?
But
You want to listen to the entire song?
No,
I
you
can't
finish it
stop
off, and then Mike can do Warheads on Foreheads, and then we can talk about.
Oh, you can't stop it, can you?
If I'm gone, I can't stop it.
Oh,
do it.
oh no, I don't want to do this.
Dr. Scary Guy's like, Molort.
That doesn't exist in this house.
We'll do a
I don't
little
even
bit
know what it
quieter
is.
so you can talk over it.
All right.
See
All right,
ya.
I'm gonna do this quick, and then we'll talk to Dave about the banquet. So
Not that quiet.
it's really not. Let's see, where is the article? Too many tabs open. All right, so this is a fairly recent article. This was published on the 6th, so yesterday. There was a bear hunter in British Columbia, Canada, who was attacked by a grizzly bear while he was elk hunting. And when questioned, it turns out that the only thing that he seems to have been doing wrong was calling elk. It didn't specify whether he was bugling or cow calling, but apparently a sow and her 2 cubs showed up because he was calling elk, and they were like, ooh, food, and attacked him. So
I think this is one of those times when. So I don't believe in people who say just carry bear spray. Like, no, don't just carry bear spray,
No,
but also carry bear spray.
right.
Mhm.
Like bear sprays. I should get some on my hunting belt, to be honest.
I think there's a use for both. Whether it's a handgun, rifle, shotgun, whatever the fuck you want to carry for a firearm for self-defense, and bear spray.
See, here's the kicker: is this poor guy was in Canada, so he did not have the pistol option.
Yeah.
Well, there's your problem.
Yeah, like don't live in Canada.
Don't be in Canada. Don't live there. Like,
Just wait till you're like the 54th state.
I'm looking forward to that. Quite
Me too.
honestly.
I am too.
Like, wait, Last Frontier 2.0. Like,
Yeah.
let's go, guys.
So here's the real question: which of Canada do we actually want? I mean, we all know we do not want Quebec.
Yukon, British
What,
Columbia.
okay. Yeah,
What?
those two.
Anything east
Alberta?
of the Great Lakes, like
Mhm.
where they start over there, like that stays somewhere else.
Anywhere they say a. which is basically, well, that's not true. That's all of Canada. It's more prevalent in the east, though, the Nova Scotians. And anywhere that eats snails and they're not in France.
Look, anything
fuck those
around the
guys.
Canadians, that's or not Canadians, the
I'd like-
the French Canadians. That's
Yes.
that's the
Dave,
one.
you may mute me on StreamYard,
The,
But my-
the Quebecois.
but my O Canada still make it on the recording.
Oh no, that's fine. No, I muted. I turns out I can mute warheads on foreheads if I mute you.
Well, not on my end.
No, not on your end. Like it'll still come out, but we could not talk to each other.
Anyway, yeah, bear spray would have been very ideal for this guy to have.
Oh, is this the dude that I sent you
Yes.
up in British Columbia?
Yep.
Just so the bears know that like this is not an elk. This is something spicier. You know.
Yeah.
I didn't read the whole article.
I didn't either.
I
The
think he
basic
was
premise,
calling, right?
yes, he was just elk calling and got attacked. Like the whole article isn't necessarily to, like, you
I
don't have
wonder
to
what
read through
call
the
he
whole
was
article.
using. Because I
Slayer.
have read multiple times. No. I have read a few times that and someone can clue me in on this, that you can use like a calf distress to hopefully
Yeah.
convince a cow elk to come in and save you, which means you should kill her.
Oh.
Makes you wonder if he was using that and a bear went, ooh, dinner.
It specifically said it wasn't clear whether he was using a cow call or a bugle or what, but
Okay.
that the calf distress actually makes a little bit of sense. That
I've
seems-
avoided using that one. Well, I avoided using that one last year for that very reason.
I think that might have been smart.
But then when I was bear hunting last year, I used it on purpose to try and go, what if let's just see what happens.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
So-
to be fair, it was only around black bears. There's grizzly around.
Yeah, where do grizzlies reach into the Conus? Is it like Montana, northern Wyoming?
Montana, anywhere that's
Yellowstone-ish?
mountains in Wyoming, except for so greater Yellowstone ecosystem would be so. All right, British Columbia comes down all the way through Montana, down south of Yellowstone, Wind River Range coming down, and then they're bleeding over a little bit into Idaho, and then a bit into Washington too
Mhm.
these days,
Okay.
and then all the way up into Alaska and all over through there.
Well,
Okay.
Someone's bleeding somewhere. So
So that's where you've got grizzly problems.
haven't they been
biggest-
federally delisted?
Sort of. It depends. They are, but it's very, very limited numbers. If I remember correctly, Wyoming was auctioning off like 2 tags last year, something like that. Very limited.
Aren't they call it okay? Aren't they doing it like they're auctioning off tags, but it's for problem bears? Like they'll call you when there's a problem bear and you get to go shoot it.
I'm not sure on that
Hey,
one.
hey, boo boo. Let's go murder Yogi Bear
Oh, like
What?
a damage
for
hunt.
stealing picnic baskets.
But the main, at least in the United States, the continental United, well, actually the United States as a whole, because Alaska counts too. The biggest problem bear areas are that greater Yellowstone ecosystem. Montana Dirt Road says anything south of I-90, west of I-15 is guaranteed grizzly country in Montana.
Good to know.
They've been spotted more in central ranges, but are very rare.
Mm.
But yeah, they have been. The greatest issues with bears in general in the United States is around that greater Yellowstone ecosystem, because the ones all up in Alaska are all freaking fat and happy eating shit like salmon, especially the coastal bears.
That's
Naturally.
something it's quite common. Even interior grizzlies in Alaska are much more
Well fed.
interior grizzlies are more aggressive even though they're smaller,
Yeah.
because the browns that are on the coast, they eat all the salmon and the fish and they're well fed and they're happy and fat. Interior grizzlies are chasing caribou and just about anything they can, and
And a greater caloric deficit,
yeah, and
They don't have the easy fish to prey on.
or the Timothy Treadwells.
Well, no,
So-
they should have kept that one bear. He was from the interior. They should have kept him out. He was
They should have been
he
like,
was
man,
violent.
this guy did us a favor. We're gonna leave him alone.
It does appear that he fired one shot in self-defense. Unfortunately, the article's like, it's not immediately clear. It's not immediately clear. It's so like nothing in the article is immediately clear except this guy was attacked and somehow the bear disengaged and he didn't die.
Oh, so he didn't die.
No,
I thought he did.
seriously wounded.
This is why
Bear
I didn't read the article all the way. I just saw it and I was like, ooh, perfecto, copy paste.
It's not immediately clear if he was hunting alone. It's not immediately clear whether the shot he fired hit the bear. It's not immediately clear if he did. Like, what is immediately clear? I hate articles like that have no information.
We don't know.
Yeah, sorry
We
guys.
write 3 lines about this and then send it off like with no information. Awesome.
And then it has the closing paragraph. In April, mushroom hunters in north central Montana shot and killed a charging grizzly at close range. Like, that is relevant to the article whatsoever. It was just, this article's not long enough with, incomplete information. Let's add something else.
And that's how a lot of articles are.
Yeah, and it drives me nuts.
Oh, annoying crap. Relevant paragraph, annoying crap.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's because it's not from our favorite source in the world, Cowboy State Daily.
Do they teach this crap in journalism school? Like, I don't get it. In any case, Carrie, I think bear spray is probably, how much is bear spray?
About $50 to $60 per can.
Battery fitty.
You need to train with it though. Like, you need to buy one
Yeah.
to train with. Go use it on your local homeless population before you actually carry it into the woods.
Oh, it's like that damn video I sent that I realized was AI after the fact. Mike knows which one. You two didn't see it, but it's a video of a protester yelling at a National Guard soldier, like, "What's your name, soldier?" over and over, and then finally sprays him and says, "Sergeant Pepper." But unfortunately, after I sent it, I saw the Sora. I forget, is it Sora, Snora, Smora, whatever. Swora. It's an AI generated watermark on a video. I was like, oh, damn it. Because the Sergeant Pepper thing was.
So I sent a video of a delivery guy dropping off a order, and it's from like a doorbell cam. And he drops off an order on the doorstep, and there's a mountain lion like sneaking up, and right as the mountain lion sniffs his ass, the dude like jumps and turns around. Is like, "What the hell?" And then the cat's like, "Ah!" The dude's like, "Ah!" And then the cat runs away. The dude's like, "Ah!" and falls off the porch because he's shitting his pants. So I put that in my delivery channel in Chicken Store, and I was like, "Guys, check this out," because when I talk to you about situational awareness, when you get out of the car, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. And turns out that was AI too.
So it turns out, when he cracked open the fortune cookie previously that Friday night, and it said a cougar was going to smell his ass. He did not know it was that guy kind of cougar.
Gross. I think
Dave, how was the banquet?
No, Vince.
No, I think there's another video. It's I think it's like a FedEx driver. He's walking up to a door, like someone's front door, and you suddenly see like just something burst out of the bushes right next to the house because there's
That
like
fucking
house,
deer.
and it's a mule deer.
Yeah.
It's bedded down right there under the bushes, right next to the front door of this house. I swear this is not AI. That deer just absolutely like rockets out of there, and the guy is like
Standing in his own excrement.
Yeah, it's like the outline of the guy is still there, but he's somewhere else at that point. It's fantastic. I'm like, I don't know what I would do at that point. Just be like, I can just hope the deer misses.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm more scared of the deer at that point than the mountain lion. Like, I don't want to be impaled. It sounds awful. Yeah, so Dave, something about pheasants lasting a while.
Yeah. So we had our local Pheasants Forever banquet, which I am now vice president of.
Oh,
So yeah, got a little upgrade.
Your Excellency.
Indeed, thank you. But it was good.
we're not worthy.
Allow me to salute you.
We did 3 cans this year. We did a 30 cal can, Silencer Co. Scythe 30T, and then we did a couple 22 cans. One of the 22 cans went with a Mark IV as a package, so that was cool.
Oh, that's
it
cool.
was-
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good turnout. So,
That's awesome.
oh yeah, it's great. And
I was sorry to miss it this year, but I probably ended
Your
up
wallet's
saving
not.
myself. Yeah, that's
man, there's some kids that cause I was running the youth games and do like little cornhole toss, and you get tickets, and they get like a chance at all kinds of prizes. And
You did
this
something else
year-
other than the darts this year?
Oh yeah, fuck the darts.
I've been saying that
Jesus.
since day one.
Yeah. Well, this year the gun for the kids was a semi-automatic 20 gauge,
Nice.
all camoed out. So
What
it was good.
what brand?
Shit, I can't even remember. But we had like 20 guns this year.
Damn,
It
dude.
was good.
How much did the hats go for?
I think the first one sold for a little over $1,000. A couple others went for like $1,400-$1,500. And if you, we've explained this before, but we auction hats, and every hat is guaranteed a gun. You just don't know what
Wait.
Gun to the
Hey,
end.
Mike, why don't you tell us how the hats
No,
work?
thank
Yeah,
you.
Mike,
Let's
tell
move-
us how the hats work. So,
All right, so they have these hats.
yeah, and actually, the guns this year for our hat auction, we started with a Ruger 5.7.
That's
So-
not a terrible start. It's better
No,
than the
it's not.
Taurus like 22 mag you had last year.
Yeah, and so we just kind of every hat gets a little bit better gun the further we go, until this year our big gun was a Fosti 12
So
gauge.
wait, do you do that? Like you basically take the value of the guns and you start at the lowest and then work to the highest. So
Yeah.
like if you bought a hat, then it's suddenly like, if my name hasn't been called, that's good.
Yes,
Awesome.
So
that's
it-
cool. That's a fun
yeah.
way to do it.
we start with, when we do our hat drawing, we start with the lowest gun, and then we draw for whichever hat it is. And our auctioneer's great. He's like, so we have.
Is he still losing weight?
What the fuck?
What an awfully random thing.
Dude, he was very large the first year I met him, and then
Do you like the younger
last year he was not
auctioneers,
near as
Mike?
large. I'm just,
You know what this means? Drunk Mike went up to that poor guy and was like, "Hey,
I actually
you
did,
fat.
and he appreciated. I was like, hey man, you look
Hey,
better.
you look good.
hey,
I didn't say
hey."
good. Like, anyway,
Anyway,
continue with the hats.
so businesses that want to donate to Pheasants Forever, if they donate $250 and a cap, they get to sponsor a gun at the hat auction.
Oh shit,
So-
I could have done that.
Yeah, we sell
That
caps.
way I get a bunch of calls to do tile in freaking Springfield.
Yeah, exactly. Then you come down and shoot prairie dogs.
Oh, okay.
But
Now you get my interest.
we start with the lowest gun, and then we go through all the hats until he gets down to the last two. And sometimes he'll draw one, and it'll be like, okay, you won, you get the choice, and then the other guy gets the second place. So yeah, this year it was a
So when you-
Fosti 12 gauge over and under.
That was the grand one.
That was the big one. And looking here, there isn't one for under $3,000. So
That's solid.
yeah,
Even Mike might have skipped that one. Even the open bar, not open bar. Was it $25 for the bar?
no, it's $25 for the meal
What about
and
the bar?
entry. The bar's open.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
so it was
$25
a-
for the
okay.
ticket, and
Yeah.
So even
yeah.
the open bar might not have convinced Mike for that one.
because they don't have a liquor license, so they just give you alcohol instead of selling it to you.
I mean, that's fair. That's what I did at my
And-
wedding reception.
Is
I don't
that
know
why
if you
they
know
put-
this.
Is that why they load T-shirts and guns and shoot them at you rather than charging you for them? They don't have a license.
A T-shirt license, yes.
Oi, you got a license for that, Cotton?
I saw a stupid AI video where someone shot an old lady
Oh, I
like at
saw
point
that.
blank range.
That one was
Saw
going
that.
all over the internet.
Yeah.
I like the non-AI videos where protesters take water cannons to the forehead, but that's not entirely related.
You know, you should strap your GoPro to your forehead and get some
on
POV shots of
foreheads.
that. It'd be great. You might be
I need to
attacked
strap
from-
my GoPro to my forehead and get more POV shots. I am slacking,
Oh.
honestly.
Whoa. I don't
Not
need to
of-
know that.
Speaking
Bird
of
shots.
slacking, Mike, what did you do this weekend?
I also
Oh.
didn't really.
Real quick, I went and shot prairie
Yeah.
dogs too.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, I killed like 80 of them.
Oh,
And
that's
I'm
what
not-
that video of
really?
the
I'm
execution
not
was from.
fucking shitting you.
War
And-
crimes.
Shooting an open sights 22 because my wife were bored one day. I was off yesterday. I was like, fuck it, you want to go shoot prairie dogs? She's like, sure. And I'd been hoarding these prairie dogs for visitors that want to come out and shoot prairie dogs. I'm like, okay, they're encroaching on the house a bit. So we went out and shot prairie dogs. I didn't take a shot over 70 yards and I killed 80 of them bitches. I didn't even touch them.
Fucking Dave's like, get away from my prairie dogs. I'm saving these damn things.
They're my prairie dogs.
But yeah, that was, I domed that prairie dog and then I walk up and he's still kind of twitching. So yes, just
You should send that video to Jack and be like, "Look, we have our own camels."
I really wish. I mean, is there a reason? Say I've been drinking too much. Is there a reason we can't post that to Instagram? I know there's not, but
No,
I mean,
hold on, Mike. You have it backwards. We need to send Jack prairie dogs so that they build holes, and then the camels break their legs in the holes, and then that takes care of the camel problem.
And then
So
the-
then Australia can lose another war to an imported animal. That's a
right.
great idea.
But these ones are smaller, which is more manageable.
Yeah, it's
Is it?
cheaper. This is just logistics.
So then, instead of having to buy a pallet full of 308, he can buy a pallet of 22.
it has
Oh
way
my
more
God, that'd be a lot of
22.
22.
He
onto
should go with
something.
17 HMR. Like,
17
just,
Well, okay, fair enough. Either way, he's gonna have less tennis elbow racking a slide action 17 HMR.
I think he's allowed to have a lever action 22.
Lever action 17.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
okay, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It'll be fine.
I'm into
Yeah.
it. Let's make bad decisions.
My wife
I-
gave me the green light to get a 17 after we went out and shot prairie dogs. She's like, I don't like this. I was like, well, that's just 22. She's like, well, we need to get a dedicated prairie dog gun. I'm like, 17? She's like, sure.
She's
How
like,
much are
yes,
those?
ma'am.
I'm like, well, I don't know, about 400 probably. And she's like, oh, fine.
Yeah. We got to come down there and murder. Like, we need a jihad on the prairie dogs because I know that those couple of spots in the grasslands are, especially the one where we missed the coyote,
Mm-hmm.
just prime.
Yep. No,
What you got
there's
there?
a lot, and they're getting bad. So if you
Yeah,
want
we
to
should-
shoot fucking prairie dogs, hit me up Instagram. I will give you waypoints, or go shoot with you. I do not care.
Yeah, we should definitely do this soon.
Anyway, so that's what I did. Oh, and I got a new
Sounds
pack,
fun.
new binos.
What kind of pack?
Amazon special.
Oh, yep,
This one
sure is. He's nice
I
though.
mean, beats the fuck out of the pack that I had. So
What about the binos?
Vortex Diamondback 12 by 50s.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna go with a 15 by 56 or some shit. I'm like, that might be a little much for the timber. So
The Diamondback, the mid range, right?
yeah, they're the mid range. They're not the
Okay.
Mm.
racers.
Not the crossfires.
Crossfire's low end. Diamondback middle.
You say
Yeah.
that as a 10?
12 by
12.
50.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. That's
They're-
awesome.
yeah.
man.
They're stupid clear compared to the old bastards that I had, and I was wanting to get, I don't know, a little more higher end pair, but for what I do to binoculars, these will be perfect. So, early Christmas present from my wife.
That's that's such a nice Christmas present.
Yeah,
Lucky
I'm
ass.
fucking down.
Right on, man. I can't wait to come down and murder the prairie dogs one of these days. So, anyway,
Mike, how many ducks did you stock?
I actually stalked 2 ducks.
Fuck. I thought you bought a call.
Oh, I did. And I used it to great effect, I think. So I did get a new call. It's a BG call. Just
By
$30.
God.
By God. Went out to see what the Ducks were doing last Sunday. I'm very much like Vince. I am exhausted. I've been going through some things the last couple weeks, but I dragged my ass out there because it was good for me. And so met with a chicken buddy. We went out there. Same place I was at.
I almost thought you said met with a chick, and I was like, "Whoa,
Met with a chick,
Sir.
buddy.
Whoa, wait
This
a
is-
minute.
You tell these stories on the other podcast, sir, not this one.
That's the Deer Penthouse podcast.
No, wait. Those ones are only
Deer
for,
Penthouse, like DEE.
Yes, please.
shut
We
up
need
for
to
a
make
moment.
this.
These stories are only told on our $5 and above Patreon accounts. You want access to the behind-the-scenes penthouse edition of Let's Go Hunt.
Dude, these episodes are wrapped in plastic at the gas station.
our only fans would be nothing but turkeys."
Yeah. But we gotta like blur them out so that they're behind another paywall.
Mm-hmm.
I like paywalls. They're my favorite. So we set our decoys. He was actually real late getting out there. He slept through his alarm, which was fine because I had my decoys. You know, if anybody's going to be late, it's probably the guy without them. That's ideal. So I got up there, set them out. I was just waiting out there for about 45 minutes. I'd used my new call. The link that I sent in our chat, I was playing around with some of those calls. I saw some. There's a hey, come back call that ducks do. You do like 5 to 7 really high, hard, fast, quack, 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 and try to get them to turn around and come back. That didn't work.
Were you
But that was only 3.
practicing?
You needed to do more. Try it again.
Was
Were
I
you- Were you practicing these calls, or like trying these calls out for the first time while you were out there?
No, I've been working on them over the last couple. Did I get my calls last year or the year before? I don't. I've been working on them, but I'm like not dedicatedly, so it's not the first time I've tried it.
Dude, that's all you should do when you're on deliveries.
Honestly, that would be both very useful and
Windows down.
hilarious. Yes, I always
Yeah.
drive with the window down, like even when it's freezing, heater up, window down. I should do it more. I don't know. The thing is, like, how do I know if I'm doing it right if I'm not out there doing it and seeing if the ducks respond? Like, if they don't respond, then I know I'm doing it wrong. If they do respond, then I'm like, ooh. What I am okay at is the just normal quack and the feeding call. The feeding call is pretty fun. You just go and it makes little duck grumbly noises. And I used that last year to get several gadwalls to swim down to our decoys when Sam and I were out there, when the birds refused to fly. So I know that one works. I know my normal quack works. Just giving it like a quack or 3 every 10, 15 minutes, doing a feeding call on a quack, just trying to put some sound into the decoys. And you hear the shots from all over the lake. You just make your quacks and hopefully when you see the birds, they come into the decoys. What I've noticed is that if I quack at them as they're coming into the decoys, just a basic quack, they go, "That was weird," and they don't come in. If I see them and they're interested, I just sit still. I stay as still as possible, wait for them to come around into the downwind leg like I did last week, and get up and blast them when they're committed. I think the call has a lot to do with that. It adds a little bit of realism. Sitting there silent doesn't seem to work as well as having the call. It seemed a lot to me like every time I gave a little bit of some sort of noise, that's when birds would show up like 5-10 minutes later. So still working on the quacking. Anyway, before he even showed up, actually no, I watched him pull up, and then I'm waiting for him to come out here, and he was at his truck for like half an hour. I don't know what he was doing, but I'm sitting there waiting, and I see these two birds come in. So they didn't seem committed. They were a little high, but I still reached up and I was like, bang. Huh, I got it. Like, didn't even think about the shot. That's one thing I've noticed is I'm getting better and better with the advocate on the shotgun. And it's probably just getting better with the shotgun and more familiar with it in general. But it's getting more comfortable. It's getting more natural. And it's getting to be a lot more fun. But yeah, I dropped my first drake of the day, my only drake of the day. He was a younger one, still had some of that gray fuzzies around his neck, like the one you got last year, Sam.
Yep.
But he's still very pretty bird, gorgeous purple on his speculum. I was, yeah, I wish it was called something different, but so finally, as I dropped that bird, that's when my buddy starts hoofing it out there, and he's like, "Did you get it?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I got it." So we're hanging out there, and he's trying his quacking, and I'm like, "So, I'm trying to tell him, here's how you should try doing it." And he's like, "Man, your calls sound really good." And I was like, "Well, I mean, to be fair, I honestly think there's a quality in the call itself, in the realism. A lot of the duck calls that I hear, they're really, really high pitched and they don't sound like ducks. And when I say they don't sound like ducks, I've been out camping at the lake numerous times. I can hear them quacking in the middle of the night. Like, I know what they sound like. We all know what they sound like. And there are just certain duck calls that do not sound real. I don't know the
it's like
brands.
when you're out there in elk season, and
Yeah.
you hear a bugle, and you're like,
That's a Primos.
Yeah.
You know what sound is always surprising? Whatever sound a goat makes. Because goats always sound made up. Like no real goat ever sounds like an actual goat sound. It all sounds like somebody making a goat sound.
Yeah.
I swear.
you're not wrong.
Every single time. Every goat I've ever heard and been like, you made that up.
I want to make a joke about this, but it would be bad.
All right, let's go on.
So he comes out there and he's we're talking calls and whatnot. Nothing's flying, and what have you done? I'm looking at
Montana
my
dirt
notes.
roads. In the 90s, my grandfather called in another hunter.
That's called a loot drop, sir.
Hey, Jim. Hey, Dan.
Man. We were sitting there talking for like 20-30 minutes and trying to talk calls and whatnot, and a couple more mallards came in. He pops up, takes a couple shots, bang bang, and then on the third shot he finally drops it, and it went down on land, and a 2-pound bird makes a real satisfying thud when it hits the dirt. We had a really, really hard time finding him because he went down in grass. And I honestly hate looking for birds in vegetation. That's like the bane of bird existence to me. Makes me really want a dog. Like, here, you go get it. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, and you don't
Um,
even have snakes.
No, well, yeah, definitely. I mean, not up there that late. No. So he's looking for it for like half an hour, 45 minutes or whatever. I'm looking for it and I realize it's on camera. I got that shot on my GoPro, so I actually used my GoPro footage to track down where it landed, and I was like, "Oh, we were way off. It's over there. We were looking here, it was over there." And I was like, "Oh, it's straight that way." We walked straight that way and there it was. So, GoPro for the win there. It took we were out there for another hour after that. Nothing else was flying or coming anywhere near us, so we got bored, got in the boat. As I've been saying for the last year since I found the islands last year, I have wanted to go to the islands in 11 Mile and go chase the birds because they think they're safe. So we rode out there. He brought his canoe that he got for free, and we rode out to the islands. Immediately, it was apparent there was a herd of deer on the island. And I was like, how the hell? Like 24 deer on this tiny little island, just grazing. And I was like, man, did they swim out there? Like, it's a good 800-yard swim at least. The other thing I can think of, they walked out there when the lake was frozen, and then the lake thawed, and they got stuck. And they were just like, oh, well, this is fine. There's no bears out here to chase us, so whatever.
I mean, deer can swim.
I know they can. It's just that's not a swim I'd want to do, but I'm also not a deer. So I'm just speculating. It just seemed far.
I mean, axis deer will swim between like Pacific islands, and they're sharks, so that's like a worse swim. I'm
That's
not
fair.
like
That's
trying
ocean
to-
swimming. No, you're I just didn't realize.
I'm not trying to flex on your deer swim or nothing, but
You know what? They're on the island. You go flex on them. It's fine. It's still pretty cool to see them. So
My anger is now unbridled.
why?
Oh, because apparently the left-hand plug of the three-way extension cord I have to run everything off of just fucking died. So it's a good thing we've got the recording on StreamYard.
Oh, neat.
Because the plug fucking died.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So much for publishing tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a tomorrow Sam problem.
No, that's a right now same problem. I'm not sober enough to have tomorrow same problems. My entire life has been condensed down to the present only.
You know what? It's a good way to live. Don't worry
and
about the
there
past.
in the
Don't worry about
present,
the
the
future. Live in
eternal
the
is
moment.
contained.
So we keep rowing after we enjoy the deer sight, and he's like, "Hey, there's some right over there, some geese." And I was like, "What? I don't see them." He's like, "Yeah, they're right over there." That's descriptive. Be more specific. They're over there on the island in the grass. Oh, okay. I still don't see them. So he keeps rowing. I pull out my my monocular and I'm scanning the island, and I finally see them in the brush, and I'm like, all right, so let's sneak up on them. The thing about the islands is we cannot set foot on them. They are off limits to humans. I don't know why. I'm sure it's conservation, or maybe it's got something to do with Denver water and the fact that they own the lake and you're not allowed to swim in it because they're afraid of human disease. I don't know. Regardless,
there's a military installation on the island.
we did get buzzed by F-16s.
See, you got too close.
Oh,
You
those,
heard
are, those were surveillance does, sir.
You all heard of Area 51? Well, this is Area 61.
Headed to Area 61.
You're dumb.
It's
Laugh.
actually not that hard to keep secret. Everyone thinks we made it up.
Look, we'll just put it out in the public and we'll call it a conspiracy theory, and then everybody will believe it's conspiracy theory and we won't actually exist. Look, there's this giant 17-mile runway out in the middle of the desert. It doesn't exist though.
Well, Area
Anyway.
51 is only there to draw attention away from Area 61.
I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Those
You know
were
there's
some.
an entire military installation under that lake?
What if it's a missile silo?
The whole lake is a missile silo.
Don't like that thought.
Why do you think they put a lake there? It wasn't there to begin with.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like. Stop it.
Stop radicalizing me, Sam.
When they ask me who radicalized me, I'm going to point to you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So we get
Minecraft.
back to the island. You're not allowed to set foot on the island. So I'm like, all right, well, let's row towards these. There's 3 geese in the brush. Let's row towards them. Maybe we can spook them off and I can down one over water. Well, we did. We spooked them off, but they flew off on the other side of the island, and I didn't actually know if they were over water or not, so I just held off. I didn't shoot. We came around a little point, and there were even more geese in a little cove, and I was like, ooh, well, new opportunity. So we rode towards them. I ranged the shore they were next to, and we got to, within 50 or 60 yards, and I'm trying to get a bead on, no pun intended, I'm trying to get a bead on one of these geese, and I'm having a real hard time because it was a little choppy and the canoe was bouncing back and forth, and that's where we get what's called catenary coming into play. And catenary is a bitch. Catenary, if you don't know what that is if you think about when you shoot at a airborne target with a shotgun, how you have to follow through or you're going to miss. Catenary is similar. Catenary, you have to shoot with the rocking motion of the wave that you're on, which means if you're rocking downwards, you have to fire before your reticle is lined up with your target above it, or if you're rocking upwards, you have to fire below where you want to hit. So I was rocking upwards and down, and I just could not. I didn't want to take the shot yet. I was trying to get stable. It was not working, so I was finally like, okay, well, I'm coming down. I've got this much space above his head, and that's when I fired, and it was a perfect shot.
Mag dump. That's how you compensate for these kinds of things. Mag dump.
Accuracy by volume. Good shot though. Dropped him with one shot. So we row up to him and he's squirming around, or he or she. I don't know how to tell gender on geese. Yeah, they are swimming around like all sorts of fucked up. And he's like, "You're gonna smack him on the head?" And I was like, "Nah, just keep going." What are you gonna do? I grabbed it by the neck. Woo! Ring it up, like twirl it around your head like it's a party favor, man. Break that neck, and then threw it in the boat. He was like, "Huh, all right." So that's how I shot my first goose, and I'm pretty happy about that because with all the deliveries that I go on where the Cobra chickens are sitting outside the door of the building because they've been eating the grass and they hiss at me as I come in and I yell at them. I'm quite pleased to get a little bit of revenge.
You yell at geese?
I really do. Like, here's the thing about Cobra chickens, man. They genuinely
Headline:
are assholes.
Man yells at cloud. Like,
I'm like Mickey Rooney yelling at scabs.
You heard the movie The Men Who Stare at Goats? Did you know the sequel it is The Men Who Yell at Geese?
Let me explain.
Nope, no explanation necessary.
We all know that geese are assholes. When you get close to them, they hiss, they start to get aggressive, they start to get mean. And what they don't know is I'm also very aggressive and mean hiding underneath. And if your 15-pound bird ass wants to fuck with me, I will kick you across the goddamn field.
I love how you had to specify hiding underneath.
There's a
I
lot
mean,
you don't see.
you say this, but 17-year-old me watched a chick chase off every fucking goose in the National Mall, and nobody seemed to be all that angry about it.
See, that's the thing, is geese
did
are
watch-
aggressive
I
towards
did
you until
watch-
you are aggressive towards geese, and then they're like, I forgot. You're
I did
bigger.
watch Capitol Police think really hard about coming over to talk to her, but they didn't.
That's funny.
Like you know you can just kick those, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't seem to know that I can just kick them, though. They seem to think that they can just do whatever they want and be an asshole and without consequences, and that is not the case.
Mike's like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna shoot you."
You know, they're not even that big. Like running around the local park, it's kind of funny. The geese don't seem to get in the way now after I started kicking them.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
You punt a couple of geese and suddenly they move out of the way before you get there. It's kind of, you know.
Here he comes again. There's that guy with the beard. He won't leave us alone. Run away.
I'm
So
a
yeah,
public servant.
That's the story of my first goose ever, and I'm very pleased. So anyway, we kept rowing through the islands and found like 8 dozen ducks in the islands just chilling. There were a bunch of other geese on the rocks over to the west. We were focused on the ducks, and he
Prefer them neat.
there. He took a shot and missed because we got close enough for him to, and then spooked them, and he spooked himself and took a snapshot, and it just didn't connect. And so the birds were all gone. We're like, all right, well, I guess we can go find somewhere else to row to. Funnily, luckily enough, we'll say, as we turned around about 1 minute later, I look up and there's a couple of ducks heading straight for us. So I click the safety off and I start tracking one of them. And right when it came overhead, I blasted it. She came face first into the water with a huge splash. It was so nice. And it didn't kill her. I took her wings out. And so we're rowing towards her, and I didn't think that she was that. I thought she was I thought she was dead. She wasn't. She was swimming around, running away from us. We got to within a foot of her, and she dove under. And I was like, all right, you want to play that game, huh? All right. I told my buddy, hey, let's wait for her to come back up, and then I'll just shoot her in the face. I expected her to swim at least 10, 15 feet away, which would have been a decent range, instead of just muzzle blast to the back of the head at point blank. But no, she came up right next to the boat and went, you're still here, and went back under. So waited for her to come back up again, came back up next to the boat. You're still here. And I was like, all right, we got to back up. So we backpedaled like 10, 15 yards. She came back up and I blasted her in the head. So she ended up being a hen gadwall, which was really cool. Those are pretty ducks, even though they're not like colorful, they're still pretty. So that was my second duck of the day. And then it was mid-morning at that point. So we started rowing for the South Shore to start heading back to the trucks. And I'm scanning the shores looking for something to chase. And I find it looked like ducks from a long way off, but it turned out they were about 4 dozen geese on the South Shore. So we rowed towards them. We got within 150 yards, and I was like, all right, let me range the shoreline behind them so I know where we're at. I ranged it at that point. I ranged it at 128. So I was like, all right, we got to close like 80 yards without spooking them. And we're like, there's no cover, there's no concealment. It's just 2 dudes in a canoe rowing towards geese. Interestingly enough, that did not scare the geese. We managed to close to within about 50 yards, and I was like, all right, dropped one, just swatted the fuck out of it. The others, there was the way the group split off, we ended up chasing about 8 to the right, and the rest of the 4 dozen went off to the left. And the 8 that we chased to the right, I dropped one of those, took another target as it was taking off and dropped him too. And meanwhile, my buddy dropped 2 of his own. And I was like, all right, well, I have 3 now. I'm pretty happy. I don't know what the limit is. I know it's minimum 3, so I'm good with that. Interestingly enough, these 8 geese, or the 4 that were left, did not leave. We both could have easily gotten the other 4 geese if we had realized that the limit was 5. But there's certain times where it's better safe than sorry, and the whole bird in the hand thing. So we just took what we had and we moved on and left those 4 to be like, what the hell happened to Henry and Frank? At that point, a boat comes like straight at us, and we're like, what is this ding dong doing? Cuts the motor within about 100 yards, and he starts yelling, hey, you guys know that geese aren't in season, right? And my panic just like shoots through the roof, because I checked, and I double checked, and I triple checked, because that's what I do. And I knew that geese in the South Park season, which, we were in Park County, that's where we were, was the South Park area. I knew that it opened on the 4th. But then some ding dong coming up and telling us I'm wrong makes me panic, because I hate being wrong. I hate when I mix up information and I actually am wrong, and I was terrified that that's what I had done. So I immediately pull out my phone and I'm looking up the brochure, and I scroll down to Goose. Please let it say the 4th. Please let it say the 4th. It said the 4th. South Park, San Luis Valley, and North Park seasons all opened on the 4th. So this guy interjected himself into a situation he didn't need to be in, and he was dead fucking wrong. He said he had checked that morning they opened November 3rd, and I was like, well, if you had checked harder, you would not have fucking panicked 2 guys for no reason. You wouldn't look like an asshole for interjecting yourself where you don't belong. Like, I just don't understand what is so hard about people minding their goddamn business.
You should have torpedoed a slug right into it.
I'm not gonna.
But unfortunately, you were probably in like where the water's real shallow, so the boat wouldn't really sink. It just kind of like settle down a bit, and he'd still be standing on top of it going, hey.
Yeah, it turns
You
out
should
11
my
miles
boat.
a lot more shallow than it looks.
It is for a long way, and then it gets steep really fucking fast.
It must be over by the dam, because
I mean,
But
the
anyway.
whole thing is one of those lakes it's real shallow, and then it goes. Whoop. But anyway,
man, that
trust me,
irritated me.
I had it all in the back of my brain how deep this fucking lake is as I was paddling back across it last November.
Yeah.
With the damn wind causing my canoe to turn sideways the whole time and straighten it out and go sideways, straighten it out, whatever.
Yeah, I remember that. That's one of the reasons canoeing is a lot of sarcastic fun in that lake. It's a lot easier with 2 people, but we got blown sideways a couple of times, and that's one of the motivating factors in heading back for the trucks, because it started to get a little choppy. I mean, even choppier than it was when I got the first goose.
It is windy as
it is
all hell up there.
It sucks sometimes,
To the point
especially
that
in the
being-
evenings.
To the point that being on the water in a tiny little waterborne vessel is probably a stupid idea.
It gets sketchy enough when you have a boat with a motor on that lake sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah. We were actually talking about that while we were on the water, and I was like, the good thing about my kayak is it's more or less unsinkable. Like, you have to puncture it to sink it. So if a bunch of wind came up and like blew me off of it, I could at least swim for the boat if the boat didn't get blown away from me immediately. Which makes me think makes me think I should tie myself to it when I'm out there. Like, Genuinely, why not? I hook the shotgun up. I unclip one of the sling clips on the shotgun, and I clip it to the boat. So in
Is
case
this
I
how
drop
you're
the gun
going
in
to
the
die?
water,
Is this how you're gonna die? Your shotgun's gonna go off by accident into the kayak. It's going to sink and drag you to the bottom with it.
No. Hold on.
I don't
I've got
like
a better one.
any
I've got
of
a better.
that.
It's not going to drag him to the bottom because what's going to happen is he's going to be wearing his waders, but he's going to tip upside down. And so the waders are going to catch air and it's going to be holding up the kayak. And he's just going to be this little footy bobbers dancing along the water with a little mic corpse inside of it.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
And some
will make the
poor
news.
investigator is going to have to come ask us what happened because we already know.
I hate all of this.
well, you see, officer, what probably happened.
What happened was
What happened?
is that he did the waiters, but he
Yeah.
did it upside down.
Man, I wish I had thought of that, Montana Dirt Roads. He said Mike's adult duck, duck, goose adventures. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm real pleased that I'm getting much better with the Advocate and my 1187. Not thinking about the shots, not thinking, oh, I have to lead this much, just taking the instinctive shot. When I shot the Gadwall, I didn't think about it, but I did lead her by about a head's length in front of her beak instead of normally I shoot. One of the mistakes I made last year was over leading. The birds are not going as fast as I think they are. Now, if they're up close, they probably you got to lead a little bit better because they're moving faster in relation to where you are. But if they're further out, you don't got to lead them that bad. Well, this Gadwall, I had to lead a little bit more, and I was quite pleased when I took the snapshot and she plummeted to the water. So yeah, all of that feels much, much better, except for catenary. That's a bitch. Yeah, I ended up with 3 Canada geese, a Gadwall, and a Drake Mallard. I immediately packaged and froze the goose breasts in the freezer. And
Did you leave the skin on?
I tried, honestly. I was trying to pluck them without breaking the skin, and every time I would
you'll
get like
break
a
the
good
skin
hand,
all the time.
I
You just leave it on as much as you can.
I got frustrated and just ripped it all off. I can try next time again, but
So you're you're one of those animals that you're the type of animal down in Texas that just we're leaving the skin on these ones and it's just mangled.
yeah, like I'm just trying to get feathers off of it and skin's coming up, and I'm like, I don't understand how this is supposed to work.
Shame upon you, sir.
I'll try again. Like I it's not something that I don't want to do. I just haven't figured out how to get it done yet.
You took that thing like a fucking. I mean, when I say medium rare, it's on the rare end of medium rare. Steak with that skin on.
I bet, dude.
Might be better than crane because it has the fat content. It's just if it's an old grody ass goose, maybe not, but
they were all kind of. I want to say they were kind of small for geese, but I also have never shot one or actually like hefted one, so I can't tell the difference between lesser and greater.
You're shooting cacklers. We don't have many honkers down here.
Have you ever kicked a goose? I mean, come on.
No, I've kicked crane. The geese don't fight. The geese you can just grab. The crane you don't want to grab.
They have the feet,
spiky.
Don't they?
They have the fight. They have the feet and the face.
Yeah. So you're better off just shooting them in the face when you walk up to them.
No, you freaking roundhouse kick them and then helicopter them.
Ooh. If I ever go shoot crane with you, I'm gonna bring my brush axe.
All right, that'll do.
Do you know what a brush axe is?
No, but it sounds like you're gonna run up and chop its head off.
Is it similar to a machete?
So imagine like about a 12-inch long blade that's
Oh,
curved.
okay.
It's about 6 inches wide, and it's on the end of what you would call a very long axe handle. It's about 4 feet long and resembles maybe what you would call a pole axe.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna take those and I'm gonna go smack Crane with it.
First thing I thought of when you said that was a sugarcane knife, and it's close enough.
Yeah, it is similar to a sugarcane knife, except it's meant for brush. Imagine that.
I was gonna say a mini Gimli.
Toss me.
Don't
Don't tell the elf.
Toss that to me.
I'll jump
All
the
right.
distance. You'll have to toss me.
We should rewatch those. Like, it's come up a lot, and it's been years. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go back out this weekend, but I'm tempted because if the geese are still up there and they're still stupid, it could still be fun.
They're probably gonna still be up there, but who knows? Depends. I don't know what the weather's gonna be coming up.
Like, hey, it's free meat.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
It's just out there floating on the water. Just go get it.
Exactly. It's you just go pick it up. That's all you have to do.
It's like
Yeah.
that free real estate commercial. Like, it's
And-
free real estate.
Yeah, and then I could have more meat in the freezer. And my sister apparently hates the way goose meat tastes. And since these are my first birds, I have yet to. I take that back. I went hunting with the fish squeezer many years ago, and he shot a goose, gave me the meat, and I made pulled goose with it in the slow cooker. That was really good. Every time my dad's given me like spare goose breast. All right. So let me go back real
You
quick.
made goose bulgogi with it.
No, I've always made pulled goose because I didn't know what else to do with it. But my dad's given me several packages, and they're not packages. They're just the meat, the breast meat stuffed in a plastic bag, and it's all freezer burned and disgusting. And I'm like, so I have to point out that I used freezer paper and double wrapped and properly packaged my goose and duck meat that I've gotten the last couple weekends, so it doesn't get freezer burned. I have to
Freezer
wonder.
paper's good.
It tastes so good. I have to wonder if maybe that's why my sister never liked it, is because she's been eating dad's freezer burned meat.
Or it's.
I regret the way that sentence came out, but
Nope, that's going in the
Right.
show titles.
I'm gonna turn the AI on this one and hope it turns out a nice clip of that. That or she's. I mean, if you go past medium rare onto medium, yeah,
it
it's-
loses some flavor.
it loses flavor. It's fucking chewy. It's just.
Deer can do that too. Like if you
It's just disappointing. Like you
quickly-
gotta cook that. You gotta cook that crap, and it doesn't help that they're thin. You gotta cook. Well, it's two things. It doesn't help that they're thin, but then because it's breast meat, like off of a chicken, as soon as you cook that shit, it fucking balloons up on you.
yeah, the duck
And
breast when
fucking
I made
good.
teriyaki did
So
that
you
to
gotta
me.
score it with if you get the skin on.
Oh,
If you get the skin on and you score the skin side, it's all the better because then it fries the skin and it turns out fucking crispy. But yeah, if you go any past medium rare, like fuck.
I did duck teriyaki with the mallard and the gadwall last night, and it was really, really good, but it was undercooked. It was undercooked to the point that my wife and daughter they
Ordered
they
Domino's.
both said it was okay. They didn't say it was bad, which they would have, but it was okay. And I was like, yeah,
It's
it's kind of
okay.
undercooked.
It's okay, Daddy. Mommy, can I have some Rice Krispies?
No offense taken. But yeah, next time, flatten them out or whatever. Or I'll try scoring them and seeing if that keeps them.
Scoring them helps because it keeps it from. Same with the crane. It stops it from. Well, it mitigates that. You know, you slap a chicken breast in the frying pan and it goes.
Yeah, unless
Same
you
thing
flatten
happens
it out.
with the breast.
And
meat.
if you flatten it out, you're not going to get a very good medium rare cook either because it cooks too fast.
Just
So
Just grind them up and make meatloaf. That way you have an excuse to put ketchup on it.
Goose meatloaf.
You just
Dude.
gave him ideas.
I know.
All right. So before we get too far, I mean, just very briefly, Dave, do you want to talk about what you're handling or do you want to save it?
Oh, these?
Yeah.
I done talked about them. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
was
good.
I upstairs like not throwing
I
up?
believe so.
Okay.
Not throwing up? That makes me think you were throwing up. That's
Yeah,
a
no.
No, but I
suspicious thing
didn't.
to say.
I didn't have to pee a ton.
No, I'm looking for a tripod adapter.
Like, okay, so you noticed me disappear under the desk when I was getting angry at the roadcaster for it wasn't the roadcaster's fault. There was another period by sump pumps over here where I was moving the chair to see if I could just pee down the sump pump, but there's no way to get into it without breaking the acrylic, so I had to go upstairs.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, I had to go real bad. Anywho.
Yeah,
So
it was
anyway, support the sport.
it was a very, very good bird hunt, and I'm very pleased with it.
Goody.
Oh, while we were packing up, these two kids that were camping there overnight came over, and they're like, "What'd you guys get?" Because they'd never seen hunters before, I don't think. And I showed them the duck, and they were like, "Yeah, there was somebody out here this morning, and I saw them shoot a bird, and it fell in the water." And I was like, "Yep, that was me. That was that duck right there." He's like, "That's so cool." So that was kind of neat.
Mm.
Now, hopefully, those are future hunters.
And then you were like, "Stay away from my duck honey hole, you little bastards.
It's my islands.
If
Wait,
I see you out here on this water, I'll shoot you."
There's no more ducks around here. That was all of them. They won't be back for about 20 years.
Alrighty then. Well, kiddos, leave us a freaking review so I can send you some for brand new stickers that are finally getting ordered.
It's about
If you
time.
don't, I'm going to send those stickers to your mom. And your mom does really raunchy shit for stickers. I'm just saying. I'm kind of hoping you don't leave a review because
Beavers everywhere.
Plot twist, your mom's dead.
so
It's spooky
That
season. That
she
doesn't
still
matter.
does. She still does raunchy shit, even though she's dead. Is the point?
Mhm. So does their dad. It's amazing what that man will do for a pack of stickers.
You should see what he'd do for a Klondike bar.
That's nice. Mike, you better drum roll us out of here before I get too excited.
So support the sport and take a buddy hunting. If you like that, buddy, tell him about our show. If you don't like that, bunty, if you don't like that, buddy, teach them to call in elk hunters. Hit us up at lghpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and let's go hunt.
Montana Dirt Road says he did. He's waiting for stickers. Homie, send an email to contact at let's go hunt. Wait, lghpodcast.com. There we
Yeah.
go. Contact lghpodcast.com. You only followed half the instructions. I know they're complicated.
Obviously, that was too many.
Well
I mean,
done.
He is
Good
from
By the
job.
way, I think the title should be Vince Gets a Deer and Mike's Big Duck Goose Adventure.
I like my other one. Deer Penthouse, Dad's freezer burned meat.
All right. Later. Oh God,
We killed him.
He did.
Zima's back.
I can finally use my tag.